Take a breath, not to relax, not to improve anything, just to notice. You have heard it before. The world is not what it seems. The self you defend is not who you are. Time is a mental construction. The separate me is imagined. These words echo through ancient teachings and modern spirituality alike. And yet, the email arrives demanding payment. The doctor speaks in serious tones. A memory of loss tightens your chest. The ache in your back refuses to be philosophical, and something honest rises inside you. If this is all an illusion, why does it hurt? This is not disbelief, this is sincerity. It is the collision between spiritual insight and lived experience. Tonight, we are not going to escape that collision. We are going to look directly at it. The first mistake. When you hear "the world is a dream," the mind translates it incorrectly. It assumes, if this is a dream, then nothing should matter. But think carefully. In a nighttime dream, if you fall, you feel fear. If you are chased, your heart races. If you lose someone, grief appears. The dream is not less intense because it is a dream. It is intense because you believe you are inside it. The problem is not the experience. The problem is identification. Pain in the body is not the issue. Emotional waves are not the issue. Bills, illness, aging, none of these are the issue. The issue is the unquestioned assumption. This is happening to me. So the real inquiry begins here. Who is this me? The character. Imagine your life as a film, a complex story. Relationships, conflict, achievement, loss, a beginning you do not remember, an ending you are afraid of. There is a central figure in this story. That figure has a name, a personality, preferences, history, regrets, hopes. That figure feels very personal. That figure feels like you. But pause for a moment. You can observe that character. You can notice its thoughts, its fears, its reactions. Anything you can observe cannot be the observer. This is not philosophy. This is direct logic. Thoughts are seen. Sensations are felt. Emotions are noticed. What is doing the noticing? Stay with that. Do not answer verbally. Just notice that noticing is happening. Pain versus suffering. Let's be precise. If the body touches fire, there is sensation. That is natural. If the body becomes ill, there is discomfort. That is biological. Pain is a sensory event. But suffering is something added. Suffering is the story. Why me? This shouldn't be happening. What will happen next? This means my life is ruined. Pain happens in the body. Suffering happens in identification. The body can experience pain, but only the imagined psychological self suffers. See the difference. One is immediate and simple. The other is layered in time, past and future. When you believe you are the character in the story, suffering feels inevitable. When you begin to see that the character is observed, something shifts. Pain may still arise, but the one who is trapped in pain starts to dissolve. You are not the character right now. Thoughts are appearing. Maybe agreement, maybe resistance, maybe confusion. They arise spontaneously. Did you choose the next thought before it appeared, or did it simply show up? Watch closely. The next thought just appears. If thoughts arise on their own, and sensations arise on their own, and emotions arise on their own, where exactly is the controller? Look carefully, not conceptually, experientially. Is there a solid entity inside you managing all this, or is there simply awareness of events happening? This awareness is constant. Thoughts change, emotions change, body sensations change, circumstances change. But the fact that you are aware, that does not change. As a child you were aware. As a teenager aware. Now aware. The content changed completely, but awareness remained. You are not the changing content. You are that in which change is noticed. The screen and the storm. Imagine the sky. Storms move through it. Lightning flashes. Thunder shakes. Clouds gather and disperse. Does the sky resist the storm? Does it get damaged by the thunder, or does it allow everything without being harmed? Your true nature is like that sky. Experiences are weather patterns. But awareness itself is untouched. The confusion comes because awareness is invisible. You cannot see it as an object. You only know it as the fact of knowing. And because you cannot see it, the mind ignores it. It fixates on the storm. But you are not the storm. You are not even the one fighting the storm. You are the open space in which it appears. What about responsibility? Now an important question arises. If I am not the character, does that mean I do nothing? No. The body continues acting. Bills are paid, appointments are kept, conversations happen. But something subtle changes. Action continues, identification softens, life flows, but the sense of being a separate controller begins to loosen. There is doing, but no heavy doer. This does not create passivity, it creates clarity. When fear is not personal, decisions are cleaner. When anxiety is not owned, it passes faster. When anger is not defended, it dissolves more easily. Life becomes simpler. The prison of time, you asked. If time is unreal, why do consequences exist? Notice something. The past exists only as memory. The future exists only as imagination. Both appear now. Memory is a present thought. Anticipation is a present thought. Time is a mental measurement appearing in awareness. Consequences operate within the story, yes. If the character neglects health, illness may follow. If the character spends recklessly, debt may follow. Cause and effect operate within the movie. But awareness itself is not bound by that timeline. Awareness is always now. It does not move from yesterday to tomorrow. Everything appears within it. This recognition does not erase responsibility. It removes psychological imprisonment. A direct glimpse. For a few seconds, stop analyzing. Just listen. Notice the sounds around you. Notice the sensation of your body. Notice thoughts drifting. Now shift attention slightly. Instead of focusing on what is noticed, notice that you are aware. Rest there. Not in an image, not in a concept, just the simple fact of being aware. That presence is here before thought, during thought, after thought. That presence is not anxious. It does not fear the future. It does not regret the past. It simply is. This is not something you achieve. It is what remains when you stop chasing experience. Why it still hurts, so why does it hurt? Because the body is alive, because the nervous system functions, because the character continues within the story. Non-duality does not anesthetize life, it clarifies identity. Pain may arise, but without the extra layer of, "this defines me," suffering softens. Grief may move through, but without "I am broken," it flows more cleanly. Fear may appear, but without "I am in danger" as a separate self, it loses intensity. Nothing needs to be denied. Everything is allowed, but nothing is clung to. The practice. There is only one gentle practice. Throughout your day, quietly ask, what is aware of this? When stress appears, what is aware? When joy appears, what is aware? When irritation appears, what is aware? Do not answer intellectually. Just notice the silent presence that knows the experience. You will forget. Again and again. That is natural. Each time you remember, you return home, not to a place, but to yourself as awareness. The final shift. You are not inside the dream trying to wake up. You are the awareness in which the dream appears. The character continues, the story continues, but the center of gravity shifts from contraction to openness, from identification to witnessing, from fear to quiet presence. And gradually, something beautiful happens. The world that once felt threatening becomes lighter, not because it changes, but because you are no longer confined to the role you were playing. Life continues, but you are free within it. Take one more breath. Notice the simple fact that you are here, aware, present, unchanged by the last 15 minutes. That is what you are, always. If this brought clarity, sit with it. Let it deepen naturally, and return to this noticing throughout your day. Not to escape life, but to live it without being lost in it. Silently, fully, freely.